Hi all, welcome to the program. Today Nisha is joining with us. Thank you Nisha for your article and contribution for our magazine. Nisha, let us know about yourself. Who is Nisha?
Thank you, Christopher. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm Nisha Sanjeev. I was a journalist. So currently I'm a journalist turned writing and publishing consultant and a purpose initiator. I help professionals and businesses use words to create an impact.
How long have you been in leadership development?
Leadership development, I've been a journalist for 20 plus years. And the
Mhm,
fag end of my career, I was an editor. I
mhm,
also launched a career magazine.
mhm,
So there started my leadership journey. And then
mhm.
I thought, instead of working for a corporate and playing the leader, I might as well set out and take my experience and use it for the professional world. And that's how from 2016, I started my own consulting, helping professionals.
So what's the best part of being a leadership coach?
The best part of being a leadership coach is to help, to see people realize their vision.
So what was a childhood ambition?
Childhood dream was always to become an author. I
Yeah.
always wanted to write books.
Mhm,
And once I started writing books, I realized I can inspire and influence people through books.
mhm.
And there started, that was a climax or the twist, or what do you say, my higher calling or purpose fell into place once I started writing the books. And then leadership became an organic, it was just an organic, what do you say, a pathway that segued through my ambition.
So let's get into the topic of today, what you're going to discuss. First of all,
Hmm.
what is leadership?
See, leadership is, for me personally, in my opinion, leadership is when you help or guide people to
Mhm,
stand in their authentic power. When a leader can, guide or influence or inspire
mhm.
and help them stand in their power to thrive.
And why it's important to get trained to become a leader because people are learning about management, they are doing the higher studies, so why they have to train to become a leader? Aren't they learning those leadership skills in their higher education?
We are so much into learning, we are so much into competition, we have all the hard skills. You go to any university, whatever subject matter is of your liking, your passion, you can get a certificate in that, you can get a degree in that, a doctorate in that. But to be a leader, it's not only the subject matter expertise that you need that human touch also, because it's human versus human. You're not talking to robots, or you're not creating leaders of robots.
Mhm,
So it's like, for me personally, again, this is my personal definition of why leaders need to be trained. And that's
mhm,
why very few leaders in the world can have that pied piper effect on people.
mhm,
There are so many leaders and experts who call themselves leaders, but the one who takes a mic and stands and have so many followers, that pied piper effect comes only when they connect with them at that heart to heart human level.
yeah.
So that needs to be trained, I guess, because subject matter you can train yourself, you can get as much knowledge and degrees and certifications and doctorates from. So
Mhm.
that is what a leader needs to learn and train, how to connect with people.
What's the benefit for a professional to think about leadership? Why I'm asking this, they all are joining for a company to become a leader one day, but most of them after halfway through they're getting struggle.
Yeah, see, when this again, I'm taking it per se vis-a-vis what I just said now.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm,
apart from the certifications, apart from the doctorates, what you go on to become a human, to connect at that human level, to get that attitudinal soft skills is
mhm,
important for a leader. And because they lack in this attitudinal skills or soft skills, what I call it, that's why they get stuck. It was
mhm,
my own journey as well.
mhm,
That's one of the reasons why there was after 20 years, I reached a plateau. I couldn't
mhm.
move move
Yeah.
on. So professionals, again, when in their 20s, when they join the corporate world, they have this verve in them, and they have this go-getting attitude, they go do everything. But then
Mhm,
the corporate world is like it's like quicksand, it sucks you in.
mhm,
Okay, with its frills, of course. You have your corporate packages, you have that status, you have that certain lifestyle that comes with it. And therefore, what happens is they get into the robotic mode, the mechanical mode, and they get stuck. They do not develop themselves. They do not study. They do not learn. They do not, personal development becomes the least priority.
yeah.
And then they wake up after when the midlife crisis happens. You know, in the 40s, we wake up all of a sudden when the EMIs are on the table and when kids are going to university, that happens. You know, what's happening to my career? So if you had invested all through, like when you were doing in your 20s, even if you would continue doing that and develop yourself, it can easily come. And that is when you say you lose your power. That's what I want to, what you say, what I believe and what I teach. You go get your certifications, you keep that on one track. It's like two tracks of a railway track going. You get your expertise because you need to update that also. Now these days, you're talking about metaverse and you're talking about bitcoins and all those things. You need to update yourself on that. You do that, but at the same time, see that you don't get the fear of, oh my God, I'm a 40-year-old, I can't learn that. You know, youngsters are there, I can't reach that. So that is a soft skills part. Unless and until professionals balance these two, they cannot make that jump.
Yes, and how about when you come to the companies? Because some companies, what they do is they are hiring leaders from outside. Those who have already got trained. Some companies, they are developing their current staff to become leaders and leading the departments in future. So what is the best practice, or what do you think the best can achieve from a company? Do they have to develop their current employees, or they can hire the employees from outside as leaders when they need it?
A balance of both again, because what will the new millennials who are coming into the job markets do if you're going to only nurture? So the roles should change. That's what, in my opinion, the roles should change. Those whom you have trained in your company for, say, 20-odd years, they've become seniors. They can be their buddy partners, but employ the new ones, again, not only based on their certifications, also based on their attitude. You know, because certifications can be got, attitude cannot be got. It's something involved. So if you hire a youngster with the right attitude, he or she may have got just 50% in their 12th or in their engineering or whatever. But if they have the right attitude and you have an experienced buddy who's worked for you 25 years, who's a manager in your company, put them in that department, it's going to, in the long run, it's going to serve the company.
So what are the barriers or challenges for leaders currently having, the main areas which they are struggling?
Main areas is, one of them is this, because they do not invest in their own training and development. Most of the companies, especially after COVID, I've seen over here, the training department is completely stopped because cost cutting. On the part of the companies also, this should be done, because, you know, when a pandemic such as this strikes and when life is affected in all different ways, the best thing that these companies can do is sponsor the trainings instead of saying you go train yourself. So number one, the company, businesses should train, and two is have confidence in it. Age is not a barrier. Age is not a barrier at all. So once you get those two things, self-doubt, fear, all these other things which needs to go out and say, I'm also, if it's not work, if that's not the field of yours, then you change. But if that is your field, and if say, for example, if finance is your field and you've been working there, and then all of a sudden you say I'm not growing, because then you need to check yourself, unless and until the company is playing the spoil sport. Then that's the whole level of internal politics that happens. Have no self-confidence is the main thing for me. And companies supporting training, company sponsored is very, very important.
So what you can leave and as an advice, or maybe like a message for our audience?
Message for the audience, I would take a thing from my own, the article that I've written saying lead. Lead. To be a leader, number one, you need to lead yourself. You can't expect a crutch from somebody else, not even from your company. Oh, they will have to give me a helping hand so I can stand up, or my family has to. So lead is, for me, it is like love, erase, awaken. And so loving is like love yourself so much that you prioritize your growth first. Like when you go on an airplane also, they say, right, put your mask on yourself first before putting it on others. So even what happens is, for two professionals, especially is in their 40s, when they start getting their family life, kids become priority, spouses become priority, it's all good. But unless you develop, you can't lead even your family. So love yourself so that, so much that you become the priority and can make others happy. Therefore, erase all the conditionings, After 40, you can't change your job. After 40, it is, this. After 50, you can't do this. All such conditionings erase. Awaken and Awaken, A for awaken is to say that believe that you have the power.
Mm.
You have the power to change your life. You have the power to go and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You have the power to create the ecosystem that you have, and then dream and dream
Mm.
big. Because if you dream for the stars, at least you'll reach the rooftop.
Mm.
If you if you dream for the rooftop, you'll be sitting in your couch.
Mm.
You want to be a leader, first start leading yourself.
Thank you very much, Nisha, for your time and contribution. We will catch up you again in our next article and have an interview with you to find out more about leadership. Until that, take care. Goodbye.
Thank you, Christopher, and best wishes with your initiative.